G'day, everyone, and welcome to a DUC Migrating to Australia podcast. My name's Wes Zant, and I'm joined by Andrew Nash, coming in from the UK. And so, Andrew, firstly, welcome, mate.
Good morning, Wes. How you doing?
Good. This is our second date, isn't it?
It is, mate. It is. Yeah.
It's our second date. You did a podcast with us back in March 2025, and you're at the start of the process, and we've had some things have moved along for you, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, preparing to leave the UK in around 4 weeks' time.
Scared?
Every day is a different emotion, to be honest.
Yeah.
Especially at the minute, our move cube is booked for Monday. So at the minute, we are packing stuff up and seeing what fits, what we need, what we don't need, bits and pieces like that. Yeah.
Yeah, good man. Well, we better let the listeners know, mate. So, since we last spoke, you've got to put in an invite for Queensland, and you've received your permanent residency by the 190 pathway.
Yes, that came through September last year. Had that lovely phone call from Trish early in the morning, um,
Yeah,
saying that we got that. So yeah. So we've got sort of left it to the end. We've taken that year to get over there, just so we can sort of finalise some bits here, sell the house, whatnot.
yeah.
So yeah.
Mate, Andy, you're a legend for doing this because I think it's kind of like I guess when we spoke before, when we just had a chat before we press record, it's like we had the first one when you were just getting through your skills assessment, going through that journey. Now you're at your prep journey, and then we'll book you in for 12 months next year, or this time next year, mate. And you would have been here for nearly 12 months, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll be interested in that.
So
Like you said,
get the
as
journey.
much as we
So
can get there. I was just going to say, as much as we can, like you always say about getting the information out to people to help. I think it's important that people know the different stages and the sort of emotions and everything else they're going to go through and that.
yeah, 100%. This is, for the listeners there, I mentioned this a bit, but this is why we do the podcasts. We do them for this reason. It gets our valued clients a chance to sort of express how they're feeling at different journeys, but also, offer support, and we get to pick your brains, and that's what I'm going to do pretty much now, mate. So
Yeah, cool.
you've so September you got the visa granted, and then you're heading over. Well, you said 4 weeks, so pretty much September, end of August. What day do you arrive?
So we're leaving on the 24th of August, and we've decided that we're just going to do a little bit of a holiday prior to coming over. Um, So, so we're going to Singapore for a week, and then we'll arrive in Queensland on the 7th of September.
Yeah, how good, how good. And whereabouts in Queensland are you arriving?
So we're going Cairns first of all, just because I went there about 20 years ago and loved it. So we're going to go there and again have another sort of holiday there, a week in Port Douglas, and
Yep.
then we've hired a camper van from Cairns to drive down to Brisbane so we can take in the sites and also look at like potential areas as well to live.
Buddy, that's a good time of the year to be cruising from Cairns to Brizzy, mate. It's going to be very, very nice. You're in the dry season. I was actually googling it the other day because Lisa just spent a bit of time in Trinity Bay, and yeah, she'll sort of forward me over a link. And here's a fun fact for you, mate. The average rainfall in the month of September for Cairns and that is less than 4 days.
Nice.
So if it rains, you're bloody unlucky, mate. Put it that way. You've got the
Yeah,
yeah. You might have bring the Essex, the Essex boy out in Cairns might have struck some thunderstorms, mate.
maybe.
Maybe I don't know, but it's meant to be dry, so you'll be able to you'll be able to see quite a few things. And obviously you got the kids. How old are the kids, mate? Just remind the listeners.
So we've only got one, Mia, who's going to be 8, coming with us. Our other daughter, Mel, who's going to be 20 by the time we come there. She's staying here,
Yep.
just because she's got her university and career, so she's going to finish doing that, and then again potentially pop over later on once
Is
she's
she
finished.
on your visa though?
No, she's not. No.
No, oh, so she didn't get permanent residency with you guys?
No, because at the time, I think because she was over 18, and
Gotcha.
I may have got
Dependent.
it right. She had to get her own one anyway.
Yeah, 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 yeah. She was a dependent, mate. So,
Yeah,
oh, that's good. So, it's how do you what are your thoughts? I got to ask these questions, mate. It's must be
yeah, cool.
tough. How do you manage expectations when you're leaving a loved one behind, or is it just you've raised her pretty well where she feels comfortable and can take on the challenges without mum and dad around?
Yeah, it's again, yeah, because there's so much going on. Every day is almost like a different emotion with obviously her and other family members as well. I mean, I don't know if this makes it any sort of easier, but she sort of moved out when she went to university. Um, so for us, we get used to not having her around, and for her, she obviously gets her independence as well. Not say it's going to be any easier, but I don't know. Maybe it's made it a little bit easier,
Yeah, of course.
because we don't see her all the time anyway. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there'll be plenty of emotions and tears come
Yeah,
the
mate, it's
24th of
way easier.
August.
It's not like you're leaving on a Monday and she wakes up on a Tuesday and no one's there. So she's
Yeah,
sort of,
yeah, exactly.
you're sort of all prepared for it. So, all right. So, did you guys have you said you got, removal company coming shortly. Did you guys sell a house or were you guys renting or?
Yeah, so we put our house up in April, and even that was like a mad dash to get everything finished because when we last spoke, we was actually having some building work done, and we sort of finished that and got the house on. That 2 weeks that sold, um, and we're just waiting for it to go through now. I mean, the UK is so slow when it comes to selling houses, so it should go through by the time we leave, hopefully. But if
Yep.
not, it's fine. It should only be probably a few weeks after if it has to be, and that's fine. We're not banking on that money to survive for the first sort of few months anyway, so it's cool.
Mm. Yeah, but if it comes through, mate, you get a few more beers on the way from Cairns to Brisbane. Let's be honest.
That would
You
be
know,
nice, yeah, definitely.
it takes the pressure off, which is good. Covers the fuel, mate. The fuel's not cheap here. I think
No,
it's nearly. I think conversions actually at the moment is pretty good. I think it's like 1.9 something by memory.
yeah, conversion's very good at the minute. I mean, I've been purchasing tools over there and sending them to relatives for me because it's almost like like you said, almost double um
Yeah, makes a
the pound.
difference.
Mm, 100%.
So that's good. So you got the house and all that done. You taking pets, mate, or are you?
So we were going to last time we spoke. Our plan was to.
Okay,
Since then, we've had to make a very tough decision that we're not going to bring our dog with us. Um, for there's a few things there really. I mean, the cost was one of the main things. It was like it's going to cost more to send one dog than all our visas put together,
it's crazy, isn't
and
it?
it was like I don't. And quarantine times had come down, and costs didn't come down, so I was a bit bemused by that. And then what we said was we're going to have to work when we get there, both me and Lucy, my partner. So it's not going to be fair to put him through the move and then he's going to be alone all day, especially when we're starting up. So it was a very tough decision, but we managed to rehome him to a fantastic family
Yeah,
who
good work.
keeps in touch and things like that. I mean, he's probably got a better life with them than he did with us. He's got fields and everything. So that was very tough. But yeah, that was what we decided to do in the end.
Yeah,
Um,
well, that makes sense, mate. It's good to. I mean, the cost of getting a pet over is expensive, and you've also got the trauma that the pet faces. I know the
yeah,
pet relocation companies do a really good job with them. We get lots of good stories about that. But yeah, you've had a few big decisions,
yeah,
mate. Really, haven't you? It's not a. I think it's important for listeners to know these are just two things. Like selling a house is one thing that's a challenge, but leaving a family member to go off and do uni and concentrate on that, which is always the right choice. I remember back when I was in the UK, Andy, I used to speak to people, and I'd be like the younger, even like yourself, a Sparky. The younger Sparky's going, oh, I think I'm going to move to Australia on a working holiday, but I've got 12 months left on my apprenticeship. I'm like, mate, get your apprenticeship sorted. Don't. Australia's not going anywhere. So it's always
yeah,
good if you can finish your education because then it lights up everything else, doesn't it? You're in sort of no rush to do
yeah.
that. Definitely.
No, that's it. 100%. Yeah, it's yeah. They need to. and especially now over here, like you need level 3 in everything.
Oh, mate, we need a
And it's
ticket. You need a ticket for everything these days, mate. Trust me.
yeah,
In Australia, you're about to find out when you come over and do your gap training and you get all that sort of stuff sorted as well. You're going to continue working as a Sparky when you get here?
yes, I've managed to secure a job, um, which is quite good. I've got a company that want to take me on, and they're very
Good man.
keen. And I've been speaking to them since around March.
Yep.
And
Did you find them independently, or were they via the Down Under Centre, or?
so I found them, but the way it worked was I was listening to one of the podcasts, and you had a guy on there. I believe he was a welder, and I want to say he was from Manchester. Um, and he said that he set up an Instagram page, and he was putting on his work and bits and pieces, and someone reached out. And as I was listening to that podcast, I was like, that's a really good idea. I did that next day, mate. Yeah, 1 week I had a guy. It was a electrical wholesaler. He just reached out to me and said, do you mind if I send your CV out to all my clients? I've got like over 500 clients. And I said, yeah, that's fine, no worries. Didn't expect too much from it. And within a few days, I had emails from different companies,
That's
and people
awesome.
asking me to call them. And one company just said, we want you. Please don't speak to anyone else. We'd like to take you on. And yeah, I've been in contact with them ever since. They check in sort of every few weeks just to make sure I'm still coming. So so yeah, that was just an idea I got from one of the podcasts, and it
Yeah.
worked. Yeah,
No, I mean, it's clever as. It's really good. Clever from that wholesaler too. That's what
yeah,
yeah, obviously his little invested interest is he's got another Sparky to sell stuff to, but also finding it. We had a meeting with Energy Skills, who's the biggest player in electrical over here, not that long ago, and they're asking for 2,000 more Sparkies for Queensland alone. So with the Olympics coming
yeah.
up, they're like 2,000 short. So we're like, yeah, we've got Sparkies, arriving, but it's them connecting them to employers, and it's all the fun stuff. Like we don't, we're not a recruitment business. We don't sell our people, I guess. But yeah, just 2,000. So that's a lot of electricians. Like that's a lot.
Yeah.
So it's actually a really good time, I think, for you to arrive and get set up. Is it doing domestic, commercial, industrial? What sort of electrical work, mate?
They operate. I think they do a lot of. It seems to me, I don't know, it might just be what I've been looking at. That a lot of electricians over there also do air conditioning. So I
Yep.
think they're hitting sort of aircon side quite heavy, and
Like ducted
they
or refrigeration?
refrigeration. And they've
Okay.
asked me already if I'm prepared to train in that as well. So I was like,
Like
yeah,
to do
why not?
splitties, like split systems.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
No, there's
so I
heaps,
think they
mate.
do a lot of like maintenance for some commercial buildings and some residential as well, which suits me because the thought of going onto a site after 20 odd years, I just can't be doing that, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
bad enough over here.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's good. We now the reason why I ask is I did a lot of that work in my younger days, my apprenticeship days, and after my apprenticeship, did a lot of yeah, air conditioning, refrigeration work as a plumber. So
Okay.
Sparky would come in, the ugly Sparky as we used to call him, Andy. No
Mm-hmm.
offense, mate. The ugly Sparky would come in, and us handsome plumbers would do all the work, and that Sparky would run a little wire to it, be a hero, and leave. And we were stuck there running all the duct work and doing all that. And but yeah, they were there. Honestly, they were probably there for about an hour, and they're making hundreds of dollars each time. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was pretty good. All right, so you've got everything. So how do you go about like what makes the cut? What doesn't? Like you got to tell us, mate. What made the cut and what didn't make the cut on the move cube? Did the bikes make the cut? What about the golf clubs? Did things not get approved by the missus, or what happened?
I've got a couple of golf clubs I can squeeze in at the end.
Good man.
To be honest, it all comes down to obviously the size, whatever size that you get. I mean, some listeners are probably aware of like with the Move Cube, there's like 3 different sizes. So we opted for the middle one. I mean, we've condensed it down. Like we're not taking any sort of big furniture like sofas or beds or anything like that. It's mainly but to be honest, it's mainly our kitchen stuff and some kids' toys. Um, and my missus' clothes, which we started off with like 5 vacuum bags, and now we're up to 15. Um,
Yeah.
so some of them might be getting lost on the way to the
I reckon,
container.
as a Sparky, mate, I reckon half of them are yours with your shoes, mate. With you going out Essex shoes, isn't that right? The Essex boys look all
Shiny
nice and
heels.
shiny heels and all that. You'll get when you move to Queensland and all that, you just be wearing singlet. Oh, what do you guys call them? Vests. You guys call them vests or singlet tops?
Oh, vests. Yeah.
Yeah, we call them singlet tops. One of our Ant from ATTC. I've never seen him in a meeting without a singlet top on, and he's a Queenslander. That's all they wear, mate. That's all you need. Singlet top and a pair of shorts. So yeah, that's pretty good. But I'm stoked that you got a job and everything like that. I think yeah, that's really good. And it sounds like you're prepared and you've got some places to go. Have you put in a few places from Cairns to Brisbane that you definitely want to see?
Yeah, I actually um, just only a couple of days ago used my best friend AI to plan a 7-day tour because we're going. So when we get to Brisbane, we're then going to fly over to Perth for a few weeks to see some family as well. So what we've done is just done like a week itinerary from Cairns all the way down to Brisbane, taking in the best sort of sites, hopefully. And yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, it's done me good, and yeah, it'll be all right.
And you said you hired the caravan and car, or did you buy it and you're picking it up?
No, so we hired a like a motorhome from Cairns, from
Okay.
a big sort of firm over there. So yeah, we can just drop it off in Brisbane.
How good's that?
Oh, it's
Honestly,
brilliant.
that's so good, isn't it? Because when you first get there, I reckon that's what sort of seals the deal. It's like then you can just reflect on your journey. Do you know what I mean? Like skills assessment. Geez, that was fun. English test, that was probably funner. Waiting for the visa, that's real fun. Getting your visa
Exactly.
granted, packing the move cube, saying goodbye to loved ones, and you sort of get to reflect and go, well, yeah, this is pretty good and it's all worth it. Because it will be. It will be, mate. You've actually planned it pretty well, Andrew. I think you've done a fantastic job with it. What would you say
Yeah.
to where you are now has been the hardest part of the process?
From hardest part for me, I mean, I suppose for me, and this is probably just being myself, just getting things done. I mean, I thought I took on too much before. I'm still doing work. I'm still taking on jobs, and don't get me wrong, I've got people to help do them and that. I mean, then little personal projects that I've been doing as well. That's been tough. But I mean, everything seems hard at the time. I see people like when you first sign up with you guys, and obviously you get access to the portal and everything else. That just look like I'm never ever going to be able to do that. And I did. And I think last time we spoke, you told me I put it off for a few years. Um, so that seemed tough at the time. And then once that's out of the way, yeah, then the next thing is the skills assessment and everything else, and so on, so on. I mean, yeah, I mean, I suppose the toughest bit is probably going to be saying goodbye, if I'm honest. Once it's all out, everything else is out the way, because everything else is pretty easy, to be fair. That's probably going to be the toughest bit, mate, on that. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's like it's like none of it's fun. It's sort of like how old are you, mate?
41.
41. So you got that age, like you sort of. I'm a few years older than you. Actually, I'm turning 45 in September. I'm not looking forward to that. I go to the 45 to 50 bracket. It was hard enough going to the 20, like the 25 to 30, and then now I'm like about to hit the 45 to 50 bracket. It's a bit scary, but it's a good time. I think you know what I mean. Like it's a good time to I wouldn't say start again so much, but like when I was 40, I started the DUC in Australia and took on this venture over here. I had the DUC set up in the UK, and it's a really good time to. I wouldn't say good time, but it's a good age to have those challenges because you sort of like you've had all the other experience to make you better for it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, no, definitely. I mean, I'm not. A lot of people sort of look at me and go like, "What? Why?" There's more family. They go like, "What? Why? Why?" Because we're not. I mean, we're all right. Yeah, we live a decent, comfortable life. Just work and everything else. But when I speak to a lot of people, like now I've started telling people that I'm going, like people I do work for and friends and stuff. Every single person that I've spoken to is like, I wish I did that. I wish I did that. And I'm like, why don't you? I'm too old. And they're younger than me, some of them. And I'm like,
Yeah.
but you know, you're not too old, and yeah, go for it.
No, as long as you look for the listeners out there, if you're under 45, you can get a PR visa, which is good. If you're over 45, it makes it harder. Obviously, you can always come back
Yeah,
if you don't like Australia, but yeah, it's good. It's a good for a life change. But lots of people we interview, mate, are sort of on the on the other side of 40, aren't they? Well, I can tell you that most people we do.
yeah,
That's why I knew how old you were. I just wasn't sure if you were happy to say it. I didn't want to dob you in.
yeah.
Say you're on,
Fine.
you're 41. So I thought I'd ask it that way. But yeah, it's not just for the young people. It's for families, but it takes so long. So you actually, just to give a bit of a reflection on it, the day you actually started with us was, do you want to know?
Yeah, go on. I think you told me
The
before.
13th of the 1st, 2021
Yep.
is the day I
Mm,
first spoke to you.
yep. I remember that
There you
day.
go. That's how long ago. And this has been recorded on the 23rd of the 7th, 2026. It's a big journey, isn't it?
It is, mate. Like I said before, I think I put it off for a few years, and just thought it was one of those things that you come back to at some point. And then I literally, I remember, I think last time we spoke, I got the ERI in or accepted just 2 weeks before turning 40.
Yeah.
So I managed to save some points there.
Yeah.
And at the time, I didn't really think too much of the points and everything else. But once you start going through the process, you're like, no, every point counts, as other listeners will
Every
know.
point. And
Mm.
well, from the difference is, just for listeners again out there, from 25 to 33, you get 25 points for your age. 40 to 45, you only get 10 points for your age. So sorry, 15 points. So that you lose your 10 points. And 10 points, as you say, mate, that's massive. That's equivalent to 5 years of experience after a relevant qualification, or 3 years of
Yeah,
experience working in Australia. So yeah, it's a hell of a lot of points, mate. Like a lot of points. So, no, but look, mate, I think it's really good, and I'm so happy that you've been able to come back and sort of tell us where you are, because it's good, because I think we got quite a few listeners on the podcast, and if anyone, just if you're listening, if you want to join us, you've got a story to tell. We do love to hear 'em. But anything you'd like to add, mate, before we close it off?
no, I mean, just obviously trust in the process. Listen to the people that are there to help you. I've known, or speaking to people. It's funny because there's some people down at my daughter's school that are actually also using the DUC. We didn't know this until we spoke, like told the school, and then obviously the parents start talking and everything else. And they're at the start of their journey, and it's something that obviously they've wanted to do for a long time. So if there's anyone obviously listening that's sort of hesitant, just go for it. Just start doing the process. That's the first step. And I think you said that to me on the 13th of the first 2001. That you've got to start somewhere. So just take that first jump, go for it, trust the people, and obviously I can't speak yet, but like you just said earlier on, and other people have said, it's going to be worth it. So,
Oh, look, I
you know,
really hope it is. You've got a good attitude with it. Like, that's what it comes down to. It's attitude. It's the whole thing of managing expectations. If you move to a new country and you think you're just going to walk into a job, and you think you're just going to, walk into a house and everything's going to be great and your neighbors are going to be the best people in the world, you sort of, you get people like my wife, when the World Cup's just been on, and obviously she's British. Well, obviously she's British. She is British. And, we're not going to win. We're not going to beat Mexico. We're not going to do this. I'm like, where's your positivity? Come on, bring in some positivity. Positivity does amazing things. If you believe in it, it can actually happen. So,
yeah,
but it was like her way of saying, yeah, but if it doesn't, at least I'm prepared. And it's like, okay, it's kind of like migration. If think you're going to have challenges, and make those good decisions, and take advice from others. Like, to listeners out there, like, ask questions. Like, we've got a relocation website, we've got the podcast. Ask questions. This is huge. Like, little things that you forget, even taking on a plane, might mean you have a terrible plane journey, which means then you arrive in Australia and you're a little bit grumpy. But if you can manage to get some sleep and you have a good little journey and all that, great. If you can do what Andy's doing and having a bit of a stopover, how long are you taking to get from Cairns to Brisbane, mate?
we're going to take. I planned, well, 7 days. That's all we've got. So
Yeah,
7 days down there, and
yeah.
it should be. There's a couple of like longer drives in there, but it's nothing I'm not used to doing over here. So yeah, 7 days. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge. Like some days are big drives. It depends,
Ye-
obviously, how long you
Yeah.
drive, but yeah, some of them are quite big. So, yeah, no, it's awesome. Well, look, mate, you have safe travels and everything like that, and yeah, when you get here, if you've got gap training questions, just reach out to us if Mal hasn't sorted you out with them yet, and yeah, we're here to help, mate. Once
Yeah.
you're on
Cool.
shore, and yeah, just again, safe travels and have a good trip, and hopefully you'll we'll catch up in another year, mate. And you've done a wonderful job with employment. You can sort of tell the listeners what it's really like working as an electrician.
Yeah, 100%, mate. No, happy to come back and share any experiences if it can help others.
Cool. All right. Well, listeners, we'll catch you on the next one. Keep safe. And if you've got visa questions or you're interested in migrating to Australia, hit the Down Under Centre up and we'll see what we can do to get you to this great country. All right, Andrew, again, safe travels, mate. We'll catch you all soon.
Cheers,
Thank
mate.
you.
Thank you.